and welcome to the Davos Lodge. Last July, actually, my husband, with remarkable patience, he undertook the task of converting our old VHS into digital format, right? And he walked into our house from the garage to our house in California with a rediscovered gem. It was a television interview I did in 1989. At the time I lived in Canada, I was interviewed by national television, and it was about a revolutionary printing method that we were bringing to Canada. And I said on this interview, oh my God, I'm so excited to bring something new because in 1989, everything has been invented. What else remains to be invented? Now, looking back, I couldn't have been more wrong. Now, fast forward to February 2014, and at the time, a decade ago, I was, not too long ago, a decade, right? I was vice president of Fuji Xerox in Asia Pacific, and I was invited to ESSEC University in Singapore to do a speech, and the topic was on the evolution of innovation in the era of digital technology. So I decided to start talking about, the Xerox invention of the Ethernet cable, and then the electronic paper that was a precursor of the Kindle. And I mentioned the Palm Pilot and all of these technologies, SciQuest. And despite my enthusiasm, all I could see in the room are just glazed, like puzzled faces, right, the students. And it's only when I talked about Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and that they had leveraged Xerox technology to start Apple and Microsoft that suddenly I had their eyes lit up. And I realized that they had no clue of any of the technology that I had spoken about before, right? That's just 10 years ago. Now, many, obviously, of these technology have faded. They've been replaced with much better technology or more efficient technology. So this begs the question of what makes generative AI different this time. Well, Mustafa Suleyman, Microsoft's AI CEO, said a few months ago that this is not just a new technology, this is a new species. And humans now have to learn to coexist with it in a productive and in an ethical way. So to prepare for today's speech, I have done a 360-degree set of interviews. I interview internal people at Chapman University, international companies, providers such as AI for SP. I also interviewed students. I interviewed OpenAI, leader of education. And of course, I also interviewed ChatGPT, the member of the new species, right? We all agree that the speed of adoption is unprecedented. Deloitte recently hosted a call with 200 companies, and I was on that call, where 73% of companies said that the top priority discussion in the boardrooms is AI. And in just a few months, these businesses went from, should we adopt AI, to how can we adapt our strategies to thrive alongside AI? And this is happening quickly. Now, as for students, this rapid adoption is accompanied by uncertainty. The 2023 Cengage Group employability report says that while 46% of recent graduates fear their job may be replaced, you mentioned it before, 52% question whether they are prepared for the workforce in this evolving landscape. Now, in preparing them is the core thing that universities have to do, because education remains the cornerstone of progress. Education is not just about learning facts. It's about preparing students to navigate an uncertain future. Yes, we know AI will disrupt the workforce. It started already. Our operations, they will be disrupted, and pretty much everything else in our lives will be disrupted. But we see unparalleled opportunities to make learning more inclusive, engaging, and impactful. Regardless of the scary conversations that are everyone's table and also online, we openly think that we can teach students to use AI ethically rather than letting them just hide to use it. Imagine students now reviewing and auditing essays that are done by AI. Now that's helped, develop their critical thinking. This approach makes them less passive recipients, but more active manager, equipping them with the right skills and transcend the traditional education. An institution like Chapman, for instance, the goal is to cultivate AI literacy, data interpretation, and interdisciplinary collaboration. Education must focus on leveraging AI tools while fostering creativity and soft skills, areas where AI does not compete well. It should be about teaching students to use AI for ideation or inspiration. There's nothing wrong with that. We need to teach them to become managers of an AI task-oriented workforce, because after all, the future teams will be probably composed of humans and 30% of virtual AI working agents. Now, recently, we teamed up with AI4SP to pilot an AI prompting teacher for students to learn effectively the scope of precise prompting and to better structure their search while reducing AI hallucinations, because that is a problem. We also piloting a Microsoft Copilot for the faculty members to help research, operations, and academic revisions. Now, the transformative potential of AI in education is immense. And yes, AI will replace jobs and rock our world. But we choose to explore if AI can fill gaps in mentoring, in tutoring, and offer operation support and orientation to navigate the campus, to even to choose their educational path forward. For example, AI-powered intelligent tutors can adapt to any subject, native language, the student learning style as well, right? So this would relieve teachers from routine tasks, enabling them to focus on fostering relationships, which is an irreplaceable human element. Now, regardless of what Z said earlier, you all remember the teachers who have a profound impact on your learnings due to their passion and education. And this is something that AI could not necessarily for now be good. AI also holds the promise for addressing the mental health crisis in education. Now, a recent study says that 76% of students reported academic challenges, and 25% struggled with feeling of isolation. And I see that even in our parking lot, where students choose to go in their car between sessions as opposed to mingle with others. Now, with limited mental health resources, often 5 to 10 counselors for thousands of students, AI could potentially serve as a first layer for support. Its ability to provide private, immediate assistance in a student's preferred language could revolutionize mental health and mental care on campus. This is not a replacement for human counselors, but a scalable support potential system. Now, what must be done? We need to harness the AI potential by first revamping the curriculums. We need to foster more critical thinking, adaptability, and AI digital literacy. It should be our emphasis. Students must understand data analysis, AI management, and the ethical consideration of AI. Educational institutions should perhaps shift their focus even more towards humanistic subjects, such as anthropology, philosophy, and global strategies, or technology how technology impact human behaviors. We need for students to understand, the challenges of the world, the global humanity problems, so that they are part of the solutions. Now, the last thing we wish for is for students to become lazy with the easy use of technology. And we've seen it. We talked about it earlier with the calculator, with the GPS navigation, with all of these technology. Our brain is changing. Now we need to ensure that we reduce the impact and help them control the technology versus the technology controlling them. We need to cultivate AI management skills. We must inform and engage students to help shape and govern AI tools effectively. They should learn to conduct, for instance, the AI team performance and retrain the algorithm when it's wrong, and be able to assess the value of AI beyond just the novelty. This is what will be valued by companies when they are graduating. We need to train and promote ethical AI use. My friend Luis Salazar, the CEO of AI for SP, says, technology will take care of itself. What we need in our role is to manage and control it responsibly, ensuring its proper use. So after analyzing 40,000 digital skills compass assessments, he concluded that in the near future, IT will become HR. It's going to be the new HR, or a hybrid version of it, so that it can actually manage the virtual workforce. And these are the kind of skills that we need to transfer to the students. So to ease integration, we need to address the challenge of cost. It's extremely costly right now to use AI, so it slows down the integration. Currently, the cost, for instance, of using AI at a large scale is so prohibitive. For example, just 350 seats with ChatGPT Edu in their platform is about $150,000 a year. Now, it doesn't touch all our staff, and it doesn't touch the 10,000 students. So imagine for universities to be able to do that is extremely difficult. OpenAI said that they are actively aware of that and that they will try to reduce the cost. And as you mentioned, Gabrielle, it is happening, but it's still very prohibitive. Now, the cost of prohibition is also why so many companies who are providing solutions at $29 a month are flourishing like crazy, because more than the big companies, actually, because individuals are adopting it faster than anything. Now, this brings the challenge of having an integrated approach in education, and it has major issues for information security, because we don't know what they upload and we don't know what they share with these AI. Now, the other challenge is in research, but it's also a blessing, because in research, it's a dream come true to have AI as a companion, but it could also be misunderstood, and we need to deal with the hallucinations and perhaps manipulated images. The reproducibility also, if you use digital twin when it comes to humans, that could be a challenge. So these are some of the challenges that could also make us do more paper retraction, which then is a problem for funding, and obviously the security aspect of the research. But regardless of the potential harmful side of AI technology, we remain excited about the possibilities, and imagine that an environment of collaboration between academia and industry is crucial. Programs that integrate real-world AI challenges into the curriculum can provide students with hands-on experience. Partnerships with companies that lead AI innovation can create internship opportunities, ensuring students graduate are ready to contribute immediately. Engaging with companies with AI integration challenges will be a student's perfect environment to understand companies and provide early contribution that will be applicable, valued skills and learnings. Now, what do we do at Chapman University? As the new director of the Schmidt Center for International Business at Chapman University's Argyros College of Business and Economics, it's such a mouthful to say that, I'm proud to integrate AI and new technology into our revamped version. Innovation in AI will be one of the 4 strategic pillars driving our mission to empower students. Our focus will be on experiential learning, ethical AI practices, and preparing graduates to excel as AI international managers and technology leaders. These future professionals will stand out in the great job market, equipped with the cutting-edge skills, practical international experience, and a deep understanding of evolving business demands. Our initiatives include launching AI-focused workshops, developing interdisciplinary AI courses, and establishing partnerships with international enterprises and governments. For example, a collaboration with partners will enable students to work real-world AI projects. And the first one we want to do is a trade agent that could help with all of the chaos that will happen in the world right now. And also, they will gain proficiency and ethical groundings from the start. So these efforts are designed to create graduates who are not just job-ready, but future-ready. And as my personal commitment, well, reflecting on my 1989 statement about the end of invention, I stand corrected. And we imagine now boundless possibilities, and I'm dedicating this chapter of my career to helping the next generation cohabitate with this new species. And together, we can ensure that technological advancements are met with ethical, durable, and diligent mindsets. So as we gather at Davos this week, let us move forward with hope, determination, and a commitment to shaping a future where AI enhances rather than diminishes our shared humanity. Thank you.